Thank you very much for joining us, the analysts. We have Zion, Spartan, and Crumbs. You guys victorious and now tied for first place in the LCS. Was that where you expected to be at the beginning of week 2?
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
You're just like, yeah, we're going to kill everybody. Even leading into the season as a whole, before you even played in Super Week and went 3-1 there, were you like, Dignitas, this is the team where we're going to win North America?
Yeah, as soon as we knew what we're going to be, who we were going to be playing against, who's going to be helping us out, I knew that this team's going to go places.
Well, I got a comment, Crumbs. You went with an extremely supportive jungler build here. Is it because you got these shiny new solo laners that you have full confidence in to carry the game now? Not only did you go like the defensive CDR release, but you also got a Mikhail's in the end. And like Jack keeps repeating, you buy the most wards ever. Like you spend so much money for the rest of your team. Is that because of the new guys you brought in, or is that just your current jungle philosophy?
I mean, that's always how I wanted to play, and I feel like I wasn't able to find that play style way back. And then now that I feel like I can finally play the way I want to play, just help out everyone in the beginning, and then I'm basically another support that just helps out with ganks. Like just heavily war, like a lot of wars. I mean, the champions in the jungle they're not in Irelia. They're not they're not going to kill anyone. So might as well just use that ability to be strong early to just start snowballing a lead for everybody else that can eventually carry in the remaining of the game. So
speaking of not being Irelia, actually, Zion, you were Irelia. You did one. My segues are great. You did freaking awesome that game. So I have a couple questions for you on this one. One, we don't see a ton of Irelia yet still from top laners. First of all, why is that?
She's just one of those champions where it's like, okay, Jax and Shyvana are really strong, and there's a really high chance I'm going to do well on those champions because they're just extremely strong right on the top lane meta. Like I think they're the 2 strongest champions. And then you have Irelia. What I see her is she's kind of like a weaker Jax, and I think she takes a lot more skill to play than Jax, which like is one of my best champions in the current meta because all you do is you just mash your face to the keyboard and just start going away, and then you end up legendary because he's just that strong. That's how I feel. But Irelia, you actually there's a little bit of finesse to her, I feel, and it's really about using your advantage to get ahead in lane and then being strong. If you don't get ahead with Irelia, she just falls really far behind, and she's not that strong of a tank compared to like a Renekton or a Shyvana.
So what do you think about the European build? Do you feel like you should always rush Trinity Force on Irelia, or do you like the European build going heavily investing into move speed?
I think it's just kind of everybody has their own like little flavor, like play style to the champion. Like Wicked like kind of brought up like, hey, I'm gonna split push with all this move speed, and it's really great if you just want to be annoying and you're like, hey, you can't catch me, and like just keep running away from people. But I kind of like the Irelia that goes in and can team fight, and that's why I like going Trinity Force and then going tank rather than getting all that move speed. And it's kind of it's kind of your own preference, really.
Okay, well of course that worked out for you guys. So speaking of getting ahead in the game, we have our first replay of 2. It's about 10 minutes into the game, you guys kind of duo up in the top lane and get a kill on Ackerman. If we can pull the replay up. Why don't you guys sort of walk me through this fight?
So basically the first thing Crumbs asks is, does he have flash? And if that's like the most important thing to communicate. And I said, no, I think he used it. I'm pretty sure he used it. So then right away he tries to go up for the creep, so I just get a free stun on him because I'm lower health than him. And Crumbs just flashes in for a beautiful flash cocoon, and then we just pick up the kill. I'm just really strong.
Yeah. So he forces the ulti right here, and then as soon as he ultis immediately, I know that I can go for a flash cocoon. So I just walk up and just line myself up, and then just get as close to him as possible so that there's less movement, less place for him to juke. So that pretty much guarantees a cocoon. So I could have waited probably even a little bit longer to just get even closer to him, and that's pretty much a point-blank cocoon. There's no need to try to throw it from max distance. He has no flash. I'll take mine for a kill any day.
So you go for a lot of flash cocoons. You went for the one in the mid lane for your first blood gank, or I guess the second blood gank. Like, why are you so just about burning your flash to just guarantee a kill comes in?
I mean, if the kill's there, if I can flash and get it, I'll take it. That's pretty much it. A lot of times, I feel like the cocoon mechanic, the flash cocoon, is really strong. It's a long range, like you're maxing it seconds, so it's got a long duration with a short cooldown. If you can get one, that's pretty much like a guaranteed pick already, just because you have good damage, and if you think about the play beforehand, you should know whether you can go for it or not. I mean, it's just the play shows up and I need flash, I'll take it.
It's a very high percentage shot. I like it. Now, talking about the early game, though, I want to go back a little bit. Talk about you guys planning coming into this, because you guys had a very successful invade early on in this game that really set the tone for the entire rest of the game. Was this plan tailored against LMQ, or was it just fortunate that they didn't have defensive wards up that would see you coming in?
We just play on the fly. I mean, we just thought about it on the fly. Let's do it. That's it.
Yep.
All right, no forward planning. Just bros.
So a follow-up then, like, have you started to sort of categorize other LCS teams and pick out weak points so that you can bring up strategies beforehand that will specifically be very successful against certain teams, trying to play on their tendencies?
Less than weak points is more about instead of trying to look to exploit people's weak points, I think it's better to just counter their strengths. So if you exploit their weak points, perhaps their strengths could just rise out and just take over. But if you just shut down whatever they're strong at, their strongest thing is, and their weak points aren't going to carry. So you should win that way.
Well, speaking of team strengths and weaknesses, though, we have...
that was a good one. Now, this is a good one.
Yeah, we have our second replay. It's a Baron fight. If you guys didn't expect that one coming in. Yeah, well, for the second time, or multiple times in a row now, you guys had a really good Baron. If we can put that one up on the screen. I know, Zion, you said it was until week 4 you'd have a Baron throw, so if you want to walk us through this replay.
Yep, still a couple more weeks to go. So we start the Baron, and we know I just burned Twitch's heal. He had to recall. So we're baiting it, and they just walk right into us. They've got no vision. We've got Elise and Ziggs. Like, we could easily be doing it. And my thought process is, hey, I'm going to make sure Kha'Zix gets a little chunked, so when he comes for Baron, it's hard for him to do it. So I blow his flash and his ulti, and then basically it's really hard for them to contest the Baron because we've got really good vision control. And Ackerman tries to walk up, but Kha'Zix just isn't there. And Crumb smites the Baron because nobody can contest it. And we clean up No Name, and we clean up Ackerman, and then Shifter lands a beautiful QR right there, and boom. From there, the game's pretty set.
Yeah, that's the aftermath of all the money you spent on wards finally paying off.
Yeah, I don't care. I mean, I'll feed them to carry. I don't have to do anything. It's pretty much I just play 10 minutes of warding and trying to gank, and then from then on, I just let them do whatever they want to do.
So actually, yeah, I mean, it works really well. I have a follow-up, actually, based on your supportive build. So Kiwikid's playing a lot of Zyra recently, and every single time he seems to play Mage Zyra. He's like haunted guys and Merlin every time. Does this work better because you're such a supportive play style and are there for the front line, or is it just like, it's Kiwikid, he'll do whatever?
I think it's irrelevant. I think support Zyra, if you go full AP, is probably just way better because it does so much damage. Like, her base numbers are so huge with the plants, especially if you get like Morello's that on-hit ability, the Leandries. Those spells are so useful during a team fight that if support Zyra gets ahead, it's so hard to come back against her if she goes damage. She goes support, she's still just a squishy plant. Like if she's actual damage, she can deal more damage than your actual AP carry. So I feel like it's not so much relevant to the ward coverage that I bring. It's more just how the champion works.
Yeah.
Now that you guys have tied it up for first place, is there anybody who you're looking over your shoulder who do you think is the #1 contender to take you guys down?
Looking at Worlds.
Looking at Worlds.
Not looking over your shoulder, looking forward in time, looking at the future.
Looking for the Koreans. TSM tomorrow. Okay. How's that game going to go?
I think we're going to beat TSM. I think they looked really... CLGC destroyed them.
So to be fair, last time you were on this desk, you said you don't understand any teams, but Curse will going to be easy.
Yeah. I'm not taking it back.
Don't underestimate anybody except maybe Curse.
Were you? Okay.
That's what he
I
said.
think it's going to be a good match. The teams are kind of weird right now because like the first couple weeks, and there's like LMQ, TSM, CLG, C9, and like us, and even Curse. Like everybody kind of has their good days and their bad days, and I could easily see TSM being really good and a hard team to beat, but it honestly depends who comes to play. And TSM didn't look so great today. Maybe tomorrow Reggie gives them a pep talk. They're ready. They really want to win, and it'll be a great match. But we'll see. I think it'll be a good match either way. But yeah, I don't think we're guaranteed to win or anything. It'll be a good game.
Okay. All right. It'll be a good game versus it's going to be no sweat. We'll see which one ends up being.
I'm getting that they're confident.
I'm getting a bit of confidence.
Just a little bit.
A little bit. Well, you guys are in first place, guys. Congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow against TSM. Got to go ward our jungles real quick. Crumbs might help, but when we come back, it's time for our final LCS match of the day. Cloud9 versus Curse. 2014 Summer Split continues right after this.